everybody. So today I have my grandparents with me. This is Winston and this is Betty Ann. Today we are going to be archiving some stories of the past. The purpose of this video is to cherish memories of the past and have it for future generations. So the question we will first start off with is, how did the two of you first meet?
Well, that's easy because it was 60 years ago and we found each other in downtown Toronto.
Cool.
So I was in my second year at Toronto Bible College, and he came as a student and was in about the same class as I was pretty well. And that year we had a retreat. So we went up to a campground for just a get acquainted weekend. And he had a friend where I thought they were kind of trailing me. I was going to go down to look at the water. Next thing I knew, Winston asked if I'd go for a canoe ride with him. Well, I'm a non-swimmer. I wouldn't usually go in a canoe, but I said yes. So
it was taking a risk, which I didn't really take into account.
So they worked the oars and I sat in the middle.
Very nice.
Okay.
Okay, so question number 2. How have you gotten through hardships?
Okay, my answer is with much prayer and support from friends. Church family was very important. Bible study important. Just sharing experiences and listening to the experiences of others was a great help.
I'd say some of those same things, but the main thing I would say is that you just keep going. Just keep going and find things that will work for you. I remember somebody said to me, who knew me from the church, "You've always been busy, always found something to do."
Yeah.
And I did. I've done all kinds of jobs, which is kind of exciting and frustrating at the time, but
yeah, very good. Okay. How have you dealt with loss?
We have to accept and adapt to new situations. Life goes on. Perhaps we need to seek out new opportunities and new challenges, and we mourn the loss, but we keep going.
yes, we do mourn the loss, but you seek guidance through prayer and you look for opportunities, and sometimes when people know your situation, the opportunities come through them.
Right.
And there's always been something that came to our rescue. We had a lot of situations that were unexpected and that we had to deal with. You had no choice.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially when you had a family.
Yeah.
So loss comes more, in many different ways. It's not just the death of someone. It can be loss of job or security or many different other kinds of losses.
For sure. Yeah. And who are some people you guys have lost?
Well, certainly our parents. Both of us have lost our parents, and I've lost a sister and a brother now. So of the 4 of us, there's just 2 of us remaining. Lots of aunts and uncles, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're fortunate with our parents. We had them many years. I was 71 when my parents died. And not everybody gets that chance.
Yeah, for sure.
And yeah,
for sure. Okay. What does healing mean to you?
Well, healing can be a miracle, but when no healing happens, we also need to endure and adapt to using and developing other gifts to compromise, perhaps, for those that are lost. God is always with us in every situation, whether we're in a joyful, happy situation or whether it is a situation of loss and grieving. healing happens in many different ways. Even when physical healing may be absent, there's all kinds of healing that needs to take place. Sometimes it's from addiction or from a very bad memory of an event that happened, or um, just many different kinds of healing are needed. And often when they become a stumbling block to us, we can develop new characteristics. We maybe become more creative, or we might develop more gifts of music or art, or just plain encouraging others, sharing experiences, and basically just helping others.
Mm-hmm. Would you say that we heal through art?
Yes, I think we can heal through art and a number of other ways.
Yeah.
But yes, there are as many as there are people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of creative ways.
Mm-hmm.
Each of us have gifts, and
yeah,
we develop those as we go along.
For
with
sure.
These challenges.
Yeah.
And I think healing is finding peace.
Mm.
Like I've been through situations that I just had to set aside and move on,
Mm-hmm.
and you find peace. And I found that different times with bad experiences that people have apologized after a point where I didn't even need that anymore,
Right.
because
Yeah.
I was at peace about things.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So that to me has been interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the people that have really hurt me in trying to accomplish things
Mm-hmm.
have usually apologized,
Wow.
like through a note
Mm-hmm.
or different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that they had moved on, and I
Yeah.
was good with that because I was at peace
Right.
about it already.
Right. For sure. For sure. That's beautiful. Who is someone who has mentored you?
Well, I think our church family is very important in that.
Mm-hmm.
And there are pastors and training from Sunday school teachers early on. I think we learn through all of those experiences, and even the leadership things that we do early on develop characteristics within us that blossom. My experience at Toronto Bible College and Christian Women's, I was the chair of that for many years, and you work with a group of people who are sort of mentors, because we kind of all decide together what needs planning and what speaker to choose and all that sort of thing. So cooperation is very important, I think, in that. And I sang in Pool Ladies Quartet for a number of years. So you work with 4 ladies and practice and go out and sing at church. And what we often did was, during that time, was to sing in nursing homes. And so you learn a lot by exposing yourself to different experiences. You have mentors that help along the way. I remember you asked for one specific, and I remember a Sunday school teacher when I was in grade 7 or 8. Her name was Miss Isbister. She was a single lady, but she took an interest in me and even supplied some financial assistance when I was in college. So definitely I would consider her as a mentor as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there are many people that are mentors.
The person that comes to mind for me was when I was in my teens.
Mm-hmm.
I was involved in the church throughout my whole life, but the pastor that I grew up with till I was 18 was my uncle.
Oh, wow.
And I wasn't real close to him, I wouldn't say, but we got a new pastor who was very different and just the kind of person that really inspired me at 17 and 18 and so on.
Yeah.
And he helped me, I would go to him for counseling and so on.
Okay.
Because I was thinking of going off to college, and that was a huge stepping stone, because at that point in our home life there, church life there, it wasn't the thing to do
Right.
to go to college, you know.
Right.
And it took a lot of courage to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But he helped me process that, and I think the way he dealt with issues that arose
Mm-hmm.
was very helpful. For example, my brother and two friends formed a quartet. We were 15, 16, 17, and 18.
Yeah.
And we went to him to talk about what should we call ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave the name that he thought would be good.
Yeah.
And we took that. And he encouraged us on in that. And I was going to say, in relation to one of the next questions, that that experience of getting to sing in public in different settings,
Yeah.
different churches and events, weddings and so on,
Yeah.
really prepared me to do things that normally I wouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to get up and lead the singing in the church
Yeah.
with several hundred people
Wow.
when I was 18.
Yeah.
And it took away the fear of being in public
Right.
and sharing comments as well as singing,
Mm-hmm.
and prepared me for what was ahead.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Very good. Awesome. Okay, so our next question is, where do you feel most at home?
I feel most at home right in my own home, where I have privacy.
Yeah.
I'm an introvert, so I like lots of times to meditate and think, but I also have leadership skills, which I also use.
Mm-hmm.
But
you
I'm
do.
most comfortable right here at home.
Nice.
I would say church and home,
Mm. Yeah.
because I grew up in the church pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think McDonald's and Tim Hortons are things that you really like
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Because you're an extrovert and like
Yeah.
to have social connections all the time.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So I need the outings, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, the next question is, if you could go back to any age, what would it be and why?
I know you can't do that, but when I think back, I think I wish that as new parents, I would have had a lot more information on how to deal with 4 children. We had 4
5 years.
preschoolers at home for a while, and I think it would have been helpful to prepare them too for the future, like not just telling them what to do, but sitting down and listening to how they feel about things and how they make decisions, so that they feel very secure within themselves and within the fact that they are God's child. But because there are never any lessons for being a parent, and every child is different, and what works for one doesn't work for the other. So I don't know if we come equipped with all that. I don't think we do. So I think we
And
probably
I
have
think
to
that's
start.
an area we could have made
beginning.
improvements
Mm-hmm.
in. Wish I had, actually.
Yeah.
But we learn
Um,
from experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Darren had learning needs that
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't really help him with
Mm.
for whatever reason.
Mhm.
But that's an area where I would like to have seen change. But I liked my 20s,
Mm.
because it was a decade of exploring,
Mm.
not only traveling,
Yeah.
but going to 3 different colleges,
Mm-hmm. Wow.
and the learning
Yeah.
in that setting was fantastic.
Yeah.
I thrived on the learning, like
awesome.
discovering fine arts, for example,
Mm-hmm.
art and music and all
Yeah.
that stuff. Was
Yeah,
It was a time of really expanding
for sure.
horizons.
Yeah. Where did you travel?
When I was 25, I went off to Europe on my own
Wow.
for 3 weeks. Yeah,
Okay.
I think it was 3
Something like
weeks.
that, yeah.
And it was wonderful. Like
Mm-hmm.
I learned as much in those 3 weeks as in a semester in college.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's incredible.
and I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
You know, it cost me $800
Wow.
to travel to Europe for 3 weeks.
Wow, that's so cheap.
But I didn't
It's
have
expensive
money
then.
because, you know,
Yeah,
paying my way through school as well.
for sure.
But I'm glad I went.
Yeah. All right, so our last question is, what do you want to pass on to future generations?
Okay, I think that the most important thing is for people to love Jesus and to follow his teachings, and the rest will follow.
Mm.
Yeah, seeking his guidance
Yeah.
is really important. And I've felt that step by step along the way. That when I had an opportunity to go to a church, it was usually with quite a high percentage
Yeah.
in favor of it, you know. So you could kind of feel that you were being led.
Right.
It didn't always turn out the way you
Yeah.
would have liked it to, but the sense of, well, I did what I was supposed to do
Yeah,
meant a lot.
for sure. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, any final remarks?
Thanks for doing this and helping us
Yeah.
think back over our experience.
No problem.
We didn't have long to think about it, but
I put them on the spot this morning. All right. Well, thank you for being on my YouTube channel and being in this video.
This is going to be on YouTube, is it?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Surprise. All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.